Kicks 105.5 WKXH. Good morning. I'm JJ. It is Wednesday. I have them there. It is Wednesday, May 3rd. It is 7:49 and 47 degrees outside the studio. I'll have your full weather forecast coming up in just a little bit. But right now, we're going to talk with Mike Barrett from the Barrett Insurance Agency. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. What happened with that microphone? That was like the drive-through microphone quality is what that was. Like,
I don't know what's going on. We're getting hiccups.
I guess so. So good morning. I'm glad to be back. Missed you last week. Traveled to Washington, D.C., representing Vermont for a legislative conference for the insurance industry. Took my son and my wife, and we decided to just, on the front end and the back end of my conference, make a little bit of a getaway. So it worked out really well because it was April vacation for him. But it was amazing to be in D.C. last week and met with all of our representatives. So I met with Bernie Sanders folks, Peter Welch's folks, and Becca Balance folks in their offices. And just a cool thing to be on Capitol Hill and checking it all out. So glad to be representing Vermont for the insurance industry.
Awesome.
Yeah, very cool. So back, nose to the grindstone. And here we are back at work. And what are we talking about today? The oh-so-fun reality of insurance rates increasing.
Everything's increasing.
Now, it's never been a surprise that insurance rates increase, right? They always have over the years to some degree. Most people really see an increase every year on their homeowner policy because the inflation guard that is applied to the limit of coverage on their home is impacting it every year. So it's kind of ticking up the limit of coverage on your home every year to hopefully prevent you from being underinsured. So we're used to that. It's usually a very incremental thing. But where we're seeing the greatest impact right now continues to be on the auto insurance side of things. Double-digit rate increases are being put through in many states, including Vermont, which reminding folks, these rate increases have to go through a legal process and go through what we call the DFR, which is the Department of Financial Regulation. That's the Vermont arm of government that oversees banking and insurance and financial operations in the state. So it does have to be approved. Doesn't make it any better of a pill to swallow. Certainly seeing some increases. But the good news is that there are things that you can do to mitigate that. Continue your safe driving habits. If you start seeing maybe the company you've been with for a number of years increasing cost, don't necessarily just give up on them. What was that, right? What again? Don't necessarily give up on them. Check and see if there's anything you can do to your policy to bring some crediting back to the table. Maybe they've introduced something that you don't have currently going on. I'll think of the telematic devices on many auto policies. Progressive, the Hartford, Ohio Mutual, Safeco, Mafre. The list goes on and on of these companies that have telematic monitoring that can either be through a device that they provide you, which that's becoming less and less. Mostly it's on your cell phone, your smartphone, via an app that can track your driving habits, looking for acceleration, whether you're rapid acceleration, rapid deceleration, if you're driving at odd hours of the day or long commutes, all these things that are in an algorithm that can really help you save money if you don't, have any of the adverse things taking place. So you can check that. You can check to see if there's any group discounts available. Check with your agent and see if there's additional options within that agency for carriers that may be a better price for you. Just shop around a little bit and just see if, I always tell people the worst thing that you're going to find out is that maybe your insurance is comparable to everybody else's. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. But when shopping, never forget, don't quote price, quote coverage. So know what you have for coverage. Know the limits of liability that you have. Know the medical payments coverage that you have, even whether you have it or not. If you do have it, know the limit. Know the deductibles you have. Do you have a glass deductible waiver on your policy? What's your collision deductible? What's your rental reimbursement, roadside assistance? Do you have gap coverage? Do you have vehicle replacement coverage? There are so many things, and honestly, the easiest way to shop is to have that either in front of you or just provide it to the person you're talking to. And if you're talking to your current agent, they'll have all that, and they'll make sure to be quoting you what you have and see if they can find a better price. But the reality of our world, at least for the foreseeable future, is we will continue to see rate increases. I'm hoping it will level off and plateau and work its way back down, but the writing's not on the wall yet. So
No. And how much time we got? I noticed when my car got wrecked, so I picked up a different car with the insurance settlement, and my insurance went up.
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, what the?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we like to just, annoy you. That was I was like, how can we make JJ really upset? Just throw an $80 invoice at. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That'd be great.
That'll do it.
Did it work? Good. No, but truth be told, with vehicles, there's so many things that play with autos that you can see a vehicle of an older model year cost more money to insure based on the other factors in that vehicle. Remember that there's so many things in the process of understanding and rating a vehicle, such as the symbol of that vehicle. And the symbol's assigned based on a number of things from the insurance services offices, which has to do with crash test studies, average cost of repair, likelihood of theft, things like that. So there's many things involved in that side of it, plus the safety features in the vehicle. Does it have the higher-end sensors that are going to cost more money for claims? So there's a million and one reasons why you might have seen a little bit of an increase. So that certainly could impact that. So.
Oh, all right. So we wanted to talk about NEK Can for a moment.
Yeah, so we have our big event this weekend, the Northeast Kingdom Cancer Action Network. You can call us NEK Can, because we always say if anybody can do it, the NEK can. We have our walk, run, or bike event coming up this weekend. It's called the Rail Trail and Ale 5K. It's on Saturday from 11 to 2. Starts and ends at Goodfellas. This year, we're excited. It's our second annual event. Last year was our inaugural event, our first event ever as an organization. And we're really excited to have it be the second annual. So if you join us, you can go to our website and sign up. It's $25 to participate. You can walk, you can run. And if you do that, when you get on the rail trail off of Goodfellas, you're bearing to the right. This year, we've added bike, which is awesome, because that's more my speed. If I'm running, that's because there's a bear behind me. But if I'm biking, I'm actually having a good time. So bikes will go to the left towards St. Johnsbury. So that'll be great. So for the registration of $25, you can pre-register on our website. There'll be a commemorative glass available to you. There's a waiver on there so you can understand how the process works. One of the things that we just recently received that $10,000 grant from Safeco, and they'd asked for a bunch of photos, and we're like, we don't have any. What we did have is we didn't have photos of people who approved us having their image, right? So on the waivers, there's going to be a disclaimer saying, look, you're kind of approving that if we take your photo, we can use it for future needs, so that we're not in that same scenario again. But the great thing about this event this weekend, 100% of the proceeds goes to NEK Can, where we're continuing to receive applications. We're continuing to award grants to those who are currently fighting cancer in the Northeast Kingdom. So very excited.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And I'll be there playing music and emceeing again. So, because I'm free help. Free help always helps.
You're the DJ.
I will be, yeah. We'll see how that works out.
Mike B, the DJ.
So, but we hope you can join us. If you can't, you're encouraged you to go to our website, learn more about us. Honestly, we're still in the get to know us stage. Even though we've been in existence for a year, there's still so many people that don't know what we do and why we exist. And we think we've got a fairly good detailed story on our website, so you can learn all the details. We'll have more events coming up through the year, and you can learn ways to join us as a volunteer or donate or become a sponsor. So, good stuff.
Right, so back to insurance.
Yes.
If someone has any insurance questions or would like to talk to you about maybe starting a policy, how can they reach you?
Give us a call, 748-5224. We're on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com. Google, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency. And one more website, check out nekcan.org to learn more about our nonprofit. So.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Mike, for coming in. And thank you for doing what you do.
Happy to. It's what we're here for. Given the gift to be able to. So.
Hopefully, we'll talk to you next week.
I'll be here.
You don't get eaten by a bear.
I'll try. But if I'm running, I probably will, because I'm not a very fast runner.
Run downhill, I understand. That's what they always say.
You only need to run faster than the person you're with.
All right. That was Mike Barrett from the Barrett Insurance Agency. We'll talk with him again next week. Right now, we got some news and weather and sports coming up, and then we're going to get back to the music.